Hello, everyone. Hello, hi. Thanks for accepting my invitation. I know this is, I think, the third time when we have an interview together, but this is the first time when this video will be presented to the people. And I really want you to show us the amazing software you have built for us and how it can help us in our Amazon business.
Thank you very much, Ahmed, for inviting me to this one. And I'll be very happy to share my experiences as well as the Eva. Let me tell you a little bit about the story of Eva. My partner and I, we started almost like 10 years ago selling on Amazon. And that was in US. So we were already in US, and Amazon market was booming. Well, according to, like, if you compare it with today, it was maybe like 50 times smaller, but it was still kind of a big market. And we were able to create almost like an 8-figure seller by just doing reselling. So we reached to like one of the first top 1,000 Amazon sellers by just as a reseller. And we used like all the tools available at the time. And after like 7 years, we decided that the best thing that we can do for ourselves, as well as for all the people that are selling on Amazon, is to create a platform which can do a lot of things, but also in an easy way, not just like, you know, in a complex way, or not in a way that people cannot understand, but just to make the thing simple. Because, for example, the major thing about the Eva platform is pricing, but the way we approach the pricing is, you know, you're an Amazon seller, you are not an Amazon pricing expert. And it's very hard to decide like what should be the price or what should be the rule at any point of time. So instead, like, our artificial intelligence engine is like already learning from the data, learning from competitors and everything, and decides on the price. So the real idea here is not only just covering the pricing, but also save time for the Amazon seller. Why? Because as an Amazon seller, whether you are a reseller or a private label, you need to focus on finding the best products, manufacturing the best products, finding them with the best price. So you actually win if you buy with the right price, the right product. That's where we need the Amazon sellers to focus really. And that's not to be outsourced. That's your job. But the rest of the stuff can be, you know, as software or experts, we are happy always to help, you know, to make the things work. So that's kind of the story. And today we have more than 1,200 sellers on Eva platform. Specifically, they are focused there in UK and in US, but we have almost everywhere in the world Eva lovers, and we are very happy with that.
Yes, this is why I love Eva. I've been using Eva Guru, I think, for 3 months now, 3-4 months.
Sure.
And before I used different repricers. They were good, nothing to say, but it's so time consuming to add rules for each ASIN. And imagine, like, I'm having, like, at the moment I have like 300 SKUs or 250 SKUs, 300. How can you stay and choose a rule for each ASIN? Imagine having thousands. It will be a waste of time doing this. Or you can hire someone, but again, you have to pay for that. And you just set them. I'm not a tech person, but what I do, I set the minimum, and that's it. Eva is just doing its thing, which is amazing. And when you look at the history of repricing, it's just crazy how Eva is just chasing the buy box, is cutting others, increasing the price. It's just amazing. This is why I love Eva, and this is why I really wanted to have an interview with you and no one else so far.
I mean, thank you very much for that. I'll be happy to show it as well, and maybe talk about it while I am showing Should I share my screen, Ahmed, and
Please.
start showing Eva? And I'm gonna kind of like really show a real success story here, because this store like belongs to, you know, somebody who is using Eva for a long time, and we started from like $25,000 a month. Right now, the store is doing like $765,000 as of last month, and with almost like almost like 3,000 SKUs that are already enabled. Now, as you said, like the major thing here is the Amazon seller is not a rule or algorithm guy. And I know that some people specifically ask for it, like, I want to decide on my own rules. And my question to you is like, are you a pricing expert or are you an Amazon seller? Because that's very important to decide from the beginning. As I said, the key point about Eva is the AI is already taking care of all the price changes, but also the rules on Amazon side is changing constantly. Like, it's not the same how Amazon gives the buy box today versus 3 months ago. Even buy box sharing is another thing. Like, Eva sometimes will share the buy box versus owning the buy box. But we have seen that, for example, a pricer in US is going totally wrong with the buy box sharing rule. Why? Because Amazon changed it like 2 months ago. And right now it doesn't work in the same way that a rule was defined in the past. So the key point about Eva is not only, maybe, I mean, there are like 3 main points there. So one is like without rules, without configurations to run the pricing. Number 2, because it is AI based and it's the kind of, I mean, I'm hearing this all the time. What is AI? Or like there are some others, like, there is a Taiwanese company, for example, called Be Cool. They also kind of claim about AI, or some others. The thing is, we don't see anybody really doing AI, because the real idea behind the AI means the prices are like, the decisions are evolving by the time. So it's not the same decision. By the time the system is learning about your data, your competitors' data, and the decisions are evolving. And that's the kind of the essence behind the AI. Another thing very important is, because it is AI and there are no rules, it is very fast. Now, let's look at, this is kind of like how the Eva looks like, because Eva is very much focused on giving a lot of analytics to the customers. And one of the analytics is like also like the daily sales. And if I just go to daily sales and pick like any day from the daily sales, I will have all the sales for that day. And if I just click the one single day, for example, at this for this particular product, we see that Eva has 88% of the buy box, although the strategy is very much about sharing. And the way I see it, why it is sharing more is because the inventory level is low. So Eva is kind of like have a tendency towards sharing the buy box, but although it looks like sharing, and you see that there is no real fight on the buy box. So the buy box is somewhere stable around, let me see, like 22.98, 21.24. So the kind of the price is stable, although it can go all the way down to $14, because the minimum price is set as $14, but the buy box is shared here. But because Eva is very fast, and that's the key, compared to, one of the questions, like they always ask me, especially in UK, there are prices which are 25 pounds or 40 pounds. And they are like built by 1 or 2 developers. And I'm just saying, it's not bad. The prices are not bad. They work. The challenge here is because Eva is cloud-based, it is AI, it is very fast. So there is no way to reach to the same level of speed without investing thousands of dollars into infrastructure. So that's like one of the big deals about Eva. It is based on the Amazon infrastructure itself in Europe and also in US. So it is super fast. That is the
Amazing.
second thing which makes it really important for the users. And then it decides whether it's a sharing situation, buy box sharing, or it should like dominate the buy box. And based on that, it executes the rule and gets the buy box and then increases the prices. Because the idea is always about winning the buy box and then increase the price. That's the kind of the key strategy. And sometimes it's about sharing the buy box when the inventory is low or when it is not possible to win the buy box against the competitor. So there are like situations where the Eva will evaluate the competitor behavior and decide accordingly.
Amazing.
So that's kind of like there are like multiple situations. The kind of the other important thing that I'm showing you here is the visualization of the overall. I'm just trying to see like a nice scenario. For example, this is a good one. Why it is really great engineering. Like in Eva, we invest into research and development a lot. And I know, like, you know, other software tools, one or two guys develop some nice software. And I'm a computer engineer for almost 21 years. There is a big difference between 1-2 people developing software versus a 25 people team developing software. Now here,
Yes.
one of the things that you see is the whole visualization of the Eva competition. This is something you can never see in any other pricer. Like, for example, at the time, Saturday, 8:24, the Eva already wins the buy box against a couple of other competitors that you see with different colors,
Yes.
competitor 1, 2, 3. And here is like, and you know, I'm like proving my point, right? 8:24 is the price decision where buy box is owned. Now 8:27:51. It's really literally 2 minutes later, Eva is able to increase the price by another 6 cents. And with that 6 cents, you know, you as a seller, while you are sleeping, you are making money. But at the same time, this change happened in 2 minutes, and the buy box is still owned by Eva. And Eva is continuing to increase the price every almost 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. And the buy box is with Eva until a point where like the buy box is gone. And then immediately in 2 minutes, Eva will go back and get the buy box again.
Yes. This is
So,
crazy. Yeah.
you know, the whole thing is like, while the competitor, I mean, this also kind of helps like the situation where the prices are going a bit up and down. But before competitor even decides on the next action, like, you know, like the UK pricers, they are roughly deciding between 8 to 10 minutes if they are not stopped, you know, if it works, you know, 8 to 10 minutes. Now, Eva can decide like 5 times before somebody else decides, which means can get the buy box, sell it, reduce the price, come back again. I mean, this is really kind of a big advantage. And you see it completely visual. And that's like another thing. Like, it's not only about the buy box information, the order and the inventory information, especially if you are FBA seller, you see what is in transit, what is inbound. For example, for this, most of the time, Eva sells super fast. Like, for example, here, you see that as soon as something becomes available, the green line, it just goes down to 0 because Eva is selling even before it becomes available. Like the inbound is not even able to catch with that. Now, the other interesting one is like the profit analytics, where we are able to show the profits. I know that the UK sellers use other tools, but we now completely improved Eva to have all types of like VAT calculations. For the private sellers, we have advertising. Now, this is not a private label seller, but I mean, I think it makes sense for me just to switch to a private label seller and also like show that right away, because it is like very easy for a private label seller as well to see what's going on with the profit analytics and all the VAT calculations or storage fee, shipping to FBA, everything is included in that private into that profit analytics calculation as well. So that's also a big advantage, that the sellers can have the pricing, profit analytics, order and inventory data all together.
Amazing. Just amazing.
Right.
So yes.
It's not only that. There is, we talked about the dashboards, and I mean, typically our discussion is about like the winning the buy box, like dominating the buy box, but that is very relevant for resellers. Now, I know that there is a lot of people following you, Ahmed, today, and they may also be more interested in private label selling. And for them, almost half of the users of Eva are private label sellers too, because not only they look at the profit calculations, or they have the visibility to the advertising data. For example, these are the advertising dashboards where you have ACOS, clicks, impressions, profits, and everything. But also, we cover the whole pricing management for private labels, meaning that the prices are still changing every day, like what you see here. But for the last 30 days, the price changes based on the inventory levels, based on the sales trends of last week, last month, last year, last quarter, also based on competitive information. Now, this is something super unique to Eva. Like, you can pick a similar ASIN. It doesn't need to be like your ASIN, like as a private label, or also even as a reseller. In some situations, we have seen that there is some use case. You pick a similar ASIN and you price according to that similar ASIN. For example, you have a product A, you introduce to the market, and there is a product B, which is already in the market, and you want to be always 5% cheaper than the product B until you have enough ratings, etc. So you can just go to the similar product pricing, and you can add this for example, this is like a folding pet ramp, this product. I can easily go and pick another folder pet ramp. I can just search for it and find that product, and I can add this product into competition as well, if I want to. And this is like this is one of the new features, but it doesn't exist on Amazon at all. Like, nobody was able to do something like that before. So this is very unique to Eva.
To be honest, never seen this feature before. I'm an Amazon reseller, so I'm not doing private label, but this is just amazing. If you are a private label seller, then Eva's for you, no doubt.
Absolutely. So here, for example, you see the green one is the ASIN, and the orange, the cyan, and the purple one. These are totally different ASINs. So they are just monitored by this seller. So as a private label, you can do the demand-based pricing, but also make sure that you are following your competitors as well. So that's also a great advantage. So Eva is for both, price good for both resellers and private labels. Another thing is the reimbursements module. I mean, I think it's important to explain this also, because I know that you know, we have right now a starter package, which is $49 a month. And this already covers up to $500 of reimbursements. And a lot of people are asking me, what is this reimbursements and why it is important for the starters? Like, and I need to be honest, if you are doing less than 5K, even up to maybe 5K a month, you know, the reimbursements will be very low for you, because the reimbursements means that somebody's auditing your store, finding out all the discrepancies, and you're able to claim your money back, right? And the thing is, there are some tools like they just show you what your reimbursement potential is, or which are the items to do the reimbursements. First of all, most of the time they are lacking a few cases, because there is a way to automate and see reimbursements, but it doesn't cover every single case. And number two is, again, as an Amazon seller, you need to do it. You need to open the case, follow up with Amazon, sometimes even call them, and finally get this thing done. And my initial point was, as an Amazon seller, why are you dealing with reimbursements now? And this is the great part, like, you know, with that same package, the sellers get $500 of free reimbursements, meaning that we have a team of almost 25 people. We will take care of all the reimbursements for you. We will open the case, monitor it, and as soon as it is approved, you will get that money back to your account anyway. And from the Eva dashboard, you're able to just see like how many cases Eva opened for you, what is pending, what is approved. So you don't need to deal with that at all. And there is no extra cost. It's all in the same package. It makes sense, because even if we are able to get for you, let's say $50, your package is already free for you. And most of the time it's more than that, because it also depends, you know, what type of a discrepancy happened between what you send and what Amazon received, or did they really damage something on the warehouse? So
And
pretty
it
much
happens very often.
It happens very often.
Very often,
And
yes.
if it is up to you, you may not find it, you may ignore it, you may forget to add it, you know. So the key point is, it's your money, but if you don't claim it, by the way, in the right way, at some point you cannot claim it anymore, because there is a time limitation, and there is always a lot of things to do for Amazon sellers, right? Like, this is not a job for you to do again. So we covered that all in the same package. I mean, especially for starters, it's a big advantage. Of course, like if you make $100,000 a month, then obviously, for example, the store that I'm showing to you, there is $3,000 of recovery already happened in the month of October. So it becomes much bigger as you are growing. Like, it can easily be 2%, 2.5% of your business if you are doing $100,000 a month.
Even I have friends, Amazon just lost the whole shipment, the whole box, and it's happening. Like 2 days ago, when I woke up, I had 4 cases opened by Eva, where someone from Eva requested money back from 4 lost products, which I wasn't aware, and they've all been approved. So this feature is amazing, just amazing.
Absolutely. And I mean, yes, you can use some tools and get maybe visibility to half of the possible reimbursements, but always I'm coming to the same point. We are trying to save not only money for you, but also time for you. And the time is the most important for an Amazon seller, so that you can plan for your next step. Because like this store that I'm showing to you, look at that, it's doing like $200,000 a month. I know there's a lot of people doing $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. Now, the good news is you all can make $100,000 a month. It's possible on Amazon. You can even do $1 million a month, but you need to plan your time. You are not a virtual assistant. You are not like
Yeah.
the slave of calculations and tools. I mean, the tools, that's why even we don't call it a tool, it's a platform. It's like helping you. Eva is helping you as as the full platform, and there is of course tens of people behind it uh, to make it work. So it's not really just about I mean I found some tool which can do pricing for me. It's not about that, but it's the comprehensive you know, the complete help that you will get by using Eva.
Yes, I can tell it's a huge team in Eva, working for Eva, because when I go to live chat, even 3 a.m. or 2 p.m. or 7 a.m. or 9 p.m., doesn't matter, any time of the day, of night, someone is answering in a few minutes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ahmed, by the way, I need to tell you, I'm in the software business also for almost 20 years. And right now, the trend in US or UK, you know, there is a Facebook group, or maybe there is some support in another country. There is always like the support responds to you like once a day, like maybe in 24 hours, like, and you know, you need to go to a Facebook group, which is also strange to me, like why people are doing support from Facebook, but that's probably the easiest way to start. Now on Eva, although it's not like the expected service level in US, like people respond in 6 hours or something in maximum. Even at the largest software firms like Salesforce or Stripe, you are not able to get like a real-time support. But we are obsessed with the customer, so we thought, why don't we make it like maximum 15 minutes response time, and it's 24-hour support, because now we have people
Yes.
from Thailand, you know, Pakistan, you know, Middle East, Europe, US, Mexico, pretty much from everywhere we have customers, and we try to we invest 2 times more. We have more people just to make sure that we are responding to the customer queries. And the customers do not ask only about pricing or reimbursements or replenishment forecasting, but they also ask for like how to make more money. Or I mean, we try to help everybody who is like coming with us with any suggestions, and also product improvements. For example, Ahmed really helped us a lot to fix some of the issues we had with the VAT calculations. Like, and it's, you know, the software development is in our philosophy. We develop the software based on all the requirements that we are getting from our customers. And if somebody
Yes.
wants to work with us, like I want to spend like 1 hour with you as Eva, just to give you my ideas, we listen that person and make sure we cover everything. I have another nice maybe thing to mention. For example, small and light program, Ahmed. I don't know if you are you using the small and light?
Yeah, I just started using UK. Yes.
No, that's great, because small and light is also now covered by Eva, which is not even kind of known by any pricers that I'm aware of. But it's a great program for the new sellers, but anybody, you know, like anybody who is selling small and light products. Now small and light calculations are also incorporated into Eva, and we actually get help from one of like you know, one of our Romanian friends, for example, you know, just to do a lot of tests together. I mean, we love to work with our customers. If you have an idea, we'll
Yes, I can tell.
dedicate the time, you know, to make sure that we can make it work. Another thing which is coming very soon is like there is a pan-European pricing. Like you can get the item, like, you know, for example, a lot of sellers are only on UK, but there is also other sellers, especially from like Romania, they sell in Germany, Spain, other markets. Now, if you have a product in UK and if you want to sell it in Germany, the pricing calculation changes because the FBA fee is changing. Now we are also incorporating that as like a pan-European program, how can you calculate the FBA fees? It's getting that will be available hopefully by in a week or so. But you know, every single improvement is coming directly from the customers, and we make sure that it's incorporated as soon as possible.
Okay, so basically this will help us to decide on how to price an item if it's going to be sold from UK to Europe, basically, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So that will help with that, especially if you're involved in this pan-European program, and then you can sell it with the right FBA pricing, you know, to the UK, and the VAT is, for example, if you sell it to Europe, to Germany, then you can define the VAT according to Germany, although the EU is pretty much the same when it comes to VAT. But it will bring that flexibility too. So, you know, because we have a lot of sellers that are doing a lot of marketplaces. So another thing is, like, I also encourage your audience, like, as soon as, you know, you guys are doing good in UK, you should definitely consider always to sell in US, because US is a huge market. Like, think about that. Amazon in UK is maybe 20% of UK e-commerce, but Amazon in US is 50% of US e-commerce, and Amazon US is already maybe, you know, 50 times bigger. And Eva works perfectly on US, as we started in San Diego and in US. So the other thing is, we have also warehouses now. We are providing the support for warehousing, both in you know, in Houston, in California. We are opening soon in Delaware, which is on the East Coast. We can even help you guys to ship your stuff to UK and sell it in UK, or you can sell it directly from UK. I mean, but whatever works. But I also recommend to look always into US too.
Great, amazing. I'm going to start in US next year. I can't wait.
Sure, absolutely. It's a great market. You can easily reach to not just 400 million people in US, including everybody, but also like Latin America or China. I mean, there's a lot of people buy from US too, you know, the US market too. So it's a really huge market for the UK sellers always to consider. So Ahmed, maybe the last thing that I want to show is, like, you know, there is also another module which is not known a lot by Amazon sellers, but it works in a great way also in UK. This is called the replenishment forecasting. Replenishment forecasting is not super applicable to retail arbitrage or online arbitrage if you are buying and selling. But if you are like, if you have a distributor, like a wholesaler, or if you are manufacturing your own private label, then you would like to know what is the best time to replenish your stock. And this is like a beautiful piece of software, because the only thing it does is like one click. Like, there is maybe 100,000 things happening on the behind, but in one click, for example, you can say, I would like to simulate how I'm gonna replenish my inventory. And the pink part is like, by just clicking one button, it shows you what needs to be replenished, how much money you need to replenish it. And in total, for example, it says you need $30,000, and this is the way you're gonna do the replenishment. You can easily export this data, send it to your wholesaler and distributor, and get all the products replenished to your warehouse or directly to FBA. So it's a very intuitive, easy to use tool, but it helps a lot, you know, just to put everything all together for the wholesalers as well as for the private labels.
Yeah, this is amazing. Yes, and there is an amazing feature to compare the daily sales with the sales you had last week or last month.
Oh,
think
that's a
it was.
beautiful one. You're right. I mean, because
Yeah.
we, as an Amazon seller, we always, I always recommend that, you know, for example, this is the daily sales where you see
Mhm.
the products. By the way, if you're a private label seller, you are going to see also the cost information. So not just the advertising cost, not just like the profit, but everybody's super interested how much advertising cost they spend every day. And if I just click to one day, you see all the daily sales. And let's say that day is Wednesday. Typically, as an Amazon seller, my best practice is just pick the last week Wednesday and compare this Wednesday and last Wednesday. And when I do that, I see like per product, you know, if the price changed, how many units I sold, what's the refund rates. I mean, that really helps a lot, you know, to see how your product performance is developing by the time. So you can decide, for example, to buy the same product or maybe another product, you know, based on that comparison, which you can do between any date by using daily sales.
This is amazing. Yes, basically using Eva Guru will just allow you to know how your business is working and what exactly you need to do in advance, the stock you need to order, the daily sales, the weekly sales, your profit, your investment, everything. And it works for private labels and resellers. This is amazing. This is why I love this this platform. It's amazing. Thank you very much. If it's anything you want to show us, or
I think, you
this,
know,
this
that's pretty much it. I just want to repeat the same thing. The philosophy of working with a platform is the platform helps you to save money, to save time, and to grow your business. So, and that's the principle that we always have with Eva. And we want the Amazon sellers to come to us, to work with us, to make sure that we always improve it, and we will help them. You know, anytime anybody needs help, you can always approach us real time, and not from a Facebook group or by email, but real time from our chat window. You can talk to us, and that's the kind of the value that we would like to deliver to the Amazon sellers, because it is not easy to become an Amazon seller, and we will definitely help.
great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hai, for the presentation.
Thank you.